what are some of the basics that when people talk about self-love, what are they trying to get us to understand? How can those words actually mean something and not just be somebody else's words, right? So I say self-love starts with self-awareness, just becoming really aware of the direction that your thoughts take you. So when you're a kid, I don't know when you guys were kids, but sometimes you hear people talk about it. If you have negative thoughts, you're going to have a negative day. If you have positive thoughts, you're going to have a positive day. And that's not always the case. But the days that you are thinking negatively, you're more likely to continue to feel that vibration, to prove it to yourself. Like, see, I told you it's going to be a crappy day. You know how you break one thing, you drop it, and you break it, and you say, oh, there's going to be a crappy day. And then the whole rest of the day, you drop more stuff. So you can say to yourself at the end of the day, you see, I told you. So it's like that. We do things that validate what we think. And the other thing about thoughts is the power of thoughts, how it's not just the thought that makes the difference, but the intention behind the thought. So the intention will propel the thought to basically help it manifest, right? So thoughts are also used to give you information. So let's say you're not particularly thinking any thought. You're just doing your thing, watching TV, reading a book, and a phone rings. And you say to your mind, oh, I bet that's Sue. Now, you might not have heard from Sue in 2 weeks. You might be expecting a call from Sue. Who knows? But there's something in you that says to you, a thought gets sent to you. Somehow, it shows up in your head that it could be that person. So that's the quality that I'm talking about, the listening to the thoughts that are coming in, and then watching the intentionality of the thoughts that you purposely think. So let's just say you want to change jobs, right? And let's say you got an okay job. It's not the worst job in the world. It's a mediocre job, but you're thinking to raise the bar, right? The thoughts that go into the result of what shows up, are going to look something like, this is possible. It's not going to look like, oh shit, what else can I do? I don't know. You go from mediocre and you raise the bar, you're in possibility. So your thoughts are in the direction of what's possible. The direction creates the possibility for the next thing to show up. And therein comes the thoughts that may not originate from you. They may be thoughts that come to you, like job offers. You're not necessarily looking for them, but you're open to them, right? So some of the basic principles that I'm talking to you about, Lily, are just simple. It's listening like you already do, because I know who you are and you have that way of listening. But it's listening from a place of that things are possible. Yeah. It's like I want what I want and I want it now. And that's possible. Like, I'm so thirsty. Watch this. I like to get what I want. And I like you to get what you want. Can we talk about love? Can we talk about love for a minute? Let's talk about love because of all the different ways that love is interpreted. Okay, talk about basic principles. We all want to be loved. We all want to feel worthy of love. We want to feel like we've, not only that we've got it, but we've got it because of who we are. Not because of what we do, not because of how much money we have, or how great a body we have, or how great of friends we have, or a family we have. We want to be loved because we're seen. And whoever sees us actually says, wow, I like what I see. Right? I mean, we want that. And at the same time, we want to be able to give freely without the fear of being deceived or stomped on for it. Be able to open our heart and share it without, like, oh fuck, what if somebody... And yet there's no guarantees. So there's a possibility. You can be open for it. You can love. You can be open to be loved. But again, it still comes down to, what does that mean? What does love mean? So a guy told me a story once, a teacher a long time ago. about two guys and two kids. One was named, did I tell you guys the story yet? Because some of you have been turning, okay. So two kids, right? So, and they were just out of high school, and one's named Johnny and one's named Mary. So Johnny's parents loved him so much. They gave him all the freedom in the world. They taught him how to ride a bike and said, go around all the way around the block and come back. And they didn't escort him because they knew he was safe and they trusted him and they loved him. So Johnny went all the way around the block and he came back. And as he got older, his parents were saying, you know, Johnny, go out and have a great time. Here's the car keys. And, you know, when you come back in, set the keys on the hook. Your dad might need them in the morning. Mom didn't say, what time did you get home? Mom said, I love you, therefore I trust you. No hurry, but be sure to put the keys back. That's it. Now, Johnny meets Mary. Mary's parents loved her too so much that they watched her like a hawk. Mary, where are you going? And what time will you be back? Midnight? Okay, we'll be here waiting for you. Please call and let us know if you'll be late. We love you, honey. Bye-bye. So Mary grows up and she knows her parents love her because they always check on her and make sure she's in touch. You know what I mean? And Mary and Johnny get together and they're having a beautiful love affair until Johnny comes in late and Mary's pissed. Why didn't you call? I thought you said you loved me. Why are you late? He goes, I'm not late. I thought you said you loved me. I was just doing my thing. Of course I'm coming back. You see the difference? Mm. So Mary has an idea of love, certainly. It's inevitable that the two of them are going to have to find out what that means. But can you see that both of them love their children? It both came from a genuine heart. There was only love, but the idea is, it's still just an idea. Your description of love is one that you put together for yourself. You came up with the interpretation about what it means for you based on your experiences, based on your childhood, based on, you know, unfolding events. You still are. You still are defining love for yourself. You know? But one of the things that you get to eventually is that it still comes down to self. It still comes down to, do I like myself? Not just do I love myself. Do I like myself? Like, can we get along? Can we get along? Am I going to pick places in myself that I'm going to be so judgmental about that are going to make me have to pretend I like myself? Or can I just like get real with the parts of me that maybe aren't so great, but hey, I love them anyway, you know? Like you think about somebody born with a mole on their face, and you get used to it. You say after a while, somebody says, oh, don't you want to get that mole taken off? And they say, what mole? It becomes part of the fabric of who you are. You know what I mean? It's like we're all so connected that when we can help each other, we're helping ourselves. This is the whole point. You know? Yeah, it's not just me helping you so you can have a great life. I mean, that's great. Go have a great life. But when I help you, the contribution that you get to come to because of your inner kind of like familiarity of the goodness of you and what it feels like to be all inside yourself and home here and what you have to bring to the table now. So what you bring from that place is going to be like rock and solid on. That's something that we all need, right? So no matter whether you decide to be a veterinarian and somebody grows vegetables and somebody else is like, you know, picking out the best fabrics for whatever that is, it's your contribution makes the curtains that we get to hang from the fabrics that you're in. And it makes, you see what I mean? Everything that you do creates something for the rest of us. So when you get a bunch of people operating from a place of really genuine, this is who I am and I can show up for this is what I'm present for because I have this to offer. So you get people coming from that place and giving from that genuine, like, contribution. You've got people helping each other so that we all get what we want, which is more love, more peace, more fun, more fun, more good days than bad days. Like, we're gonna have bad days, right? Well, I don't like bad days. I really think they suck. I just don't like them. But it's inevitable. So then it's one of the reasons why we're here. How are we gonna do life in a way that we can do the bad days really like with grace and like maybe put a little fun in there and like find a way to, you know, not just pacify ourselves, but literally pass through ourselves to the other side of the thing that was causing that down day, or that feeling of I'm not good enough. Because a lot of times the bad days, either for me, either come from I'm not good enough, or I can't do this, it's all too much, it's just too much, it's too much, I can't do it, it's too much. Which is separation, which is, comes the whole idea that I can't do it already means separation. Because there is no I when it comes to, right? Okay? And then we'll talk about it as we go. Yeah. Because the chances are that by the age you are, just true for everyone, that you've gone through something traumatic. And what that means is you've gone through something that the experience itself kind of shattered your feeling of being safe. So a lot of the work is finding a place where you can feel safe inside. Okay? So just so you know, I don't think any of us got here without having cried and laughed and hidden our head under the covers, then danced down the road and screamed out of our lungs, or hugged a tree, or cried some more, or punched a sheet, or, you know, you express the way that you express. That you express is your healing tool. That gives you the freedom to get on the other side of it. The thing that you hold in will chase you. It will follow you around. Yeah, it's like, you know, like a ball and chain. So you see the shadow, you know, we'll talk about shadows sometimes, and the shadow is the side of you that's just like a little bit cranky, or a lot cranky, or in my case, a real bitch. So, you know, I kind of like her now. She's my friend.
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
Where's she?
Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
Oh no.
So, there's a time when you're going to have to stand up for yourself, and you use the parts of yourself that might be a little cranky, might be a little mean. Instead of having conversations with yourself that deny yourself that piece of yourself, or minimize it, or dismiss it, like the part of me that's near, I shouldn't, yeah, you should. Be real. If you're feeling like being a mean person for a day, wear it well. Don't apologize for it. But if you can't wear it well, pull it in until you can. Whatever it is that's comfortable, the piece that gets you seen more, the piece that gets you, you know, piece that gets you visible, the one that you want to be seen. You know, there's times where you don't want people to see you, you know that. You know, there's times that your mouth is moving, and you can't wait for the conversation to be over, and then they can leave, so you can go back to being yourself, right? I'm true of that. I mean, it happens, right? It happens sometimes. So, yeah, that's all. It's just knowing that when you put that on, just know that the one that's showing up, then the one that you're showing, is the one that they're seeing. So, in the times that you really want to connect, if you want to really have authentic connection, it helps if you're present. You know, it helps if you're actually authentic in the expression of who you are, that you actually show up as you. Really, personality. The personality is still just forming itself. We all still are inventing who we are. And we're getting familiar with what we want. And we're creating boundaries for what we're willing to give up in order to get what we want.